Oh, come on. Come on. Come on, big dog. Hi, Fred. Hi. What are you doing, man? Why, yellow. And welcome back to another one. Oh, boy, howdy, y'all. My goodness. We're just going to get into it here. This is not going to be a long video. I've had a lot of people reach out on a positive note and be like, hey Bob, I see you're getting quite a few comments on the video, yada yada yada. By now, those of you that are interested in watching this video have seen the North Dakota hunts and probably know what I'm talking about. There was some bad dog breaking action going on during that trip. Now, first of all, no, it was not Fred. It was not old Freddie Rico. He only hunted one of the days, and on that day, it was just us, us 5 from Kansas, and he was the only dog. He did not hunt because every hunt, there was gonna be another dog on it. You know what I mean? So, before we get going here, in my experience with Fred, why I didn't run Fred, first of all, is because there was always gonna be a dog on the hunt. And whenever he works with another dog, it's not always good, because if the dog has some bad manners like breaking, he's gonna break too. And I knew that. I knew that it was early season. On the first hunt we did, the dogs broke. You all seen it on the very first hunt. So I'm like, okay, Fred's not gonna go. That was my first deal. Second thing is, I had a guy reach out on Instagram, and this is kind of what made me do this, I guess. Just razzing me. And I'm like, dude, do you understand that it wasn't my dog? It was out of my control on the dog breaking, number one. Number two, I did not shoot over the dog. I didn't. If somebody else next to me did, then you've seen that. But you guys seen my shot cam the entire time, right? He goes, I can't wait for your public apology. This is not an apology. This is not an apology at all, because I have nothing, absolutely nothing to apologize about. And what I mean by that, I have nothing to apologize about. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I had good muzzle awareness. I held my sight on the birds, controlled my trigger the entire time, waited till the dog got out of the way, and proceeded to take my first shot when the dog was minimal 10 yards way out of the way. Yes, 10 yards. 10 yards doesn't seem like a lot, but 10 yards at 20-yard shot, and he's over here. He's quite a bit out of the way. This has really flustered me, because I hope that y'all know that I always try to advocate gun awareness, gun safety, safety in the field, and the dogs were not a good display of that. Again, I am not apologizing. These are not my dogs. I have nothing to apologize about. If you want to gripe, any of you, simply go to the owner of that dog on Instagram or something and go gripe at him, okay? What I think was good about this, and why I put it in the video, is because there is a lot of young people watching these videos. You're darn right. And I'm proud of that. There's actually more 25 to 35-year-olds watching this than young people. If you actually, all you haters, sorry, not you guys, but all the haters, if you actually knew my demographics. Number 3, 4, 5, whatever we're at. The YouTube channel's gotten big, so with more numbers comes a lot more positivity, but more hate as well. And the reason I left it in there, guys, learn something from it. Those beginners that we're talking about, that should not influence you to go shoot a dog. One of the stupidest comments I had, especially from the guy that said that I need to apologize, is that I am influencing the younger beginner hunters to do acts like that. If you've seen it, if you've seen the shot cam, even if you've never been hunting, you're gonna go, oh my goodness. That's why I left it in there. Awareness. This is not an excuse. I didn't like that. It was not enjoyable. You can hear in the video after I go, gosh, beep, you know, Jack, blah, blah, blah. And then Nick, the owner of Jack, he was extremely upset with Jack. Because basically what happened, we decoyed a group of what, 6, 7, 8 honkers, landed them. They walked even closer, and then we called the shot. So now they're lifting off the ground. When he called the shot, Jack broke bad. He was already out ahead of all of us even drawing up. It was a bad deal, you know what I'm saying? It really was. It looked horrible, but again, muzzle control, muzzle awareness, trigger control, knowing what's in your lane. Guys, I would never shoot a dog. I have more control than that. I have more skill with my shotgun than that. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that. I would hope that the people I'm with have the same skill that I do. The dog training skills might be a little lax, I guess. But this is not an apology. This is just creating some awareness, I guess, because one of two things. People, if you don't like it, obviously no one likes to see a dog in the frame when you're shooting, okay? We should all understand that. Number two, to attack me personally when I left my dog in the truck for good reason, for this reason. I didn't want him to be intrigued to go do this. To be attacked and me blamed saying, you shot over the dog. I didn't shoot over the dog. Go watch the video. Watch it right here. Right here, look. We land the birds, call the shot. I was getting ready to pull the trigger. You seen me, and then the dog came into my field of view. And I go, oof, I got away. Now, those first shots were not me. That was over on the right side. They had an entirely different field of range over there. Range of view, whatever you want to call it. They had a whole different line of sight. The dog may not even have been in the way for them. Okay? So, again, not an apology. Really not an excuse, because I don't like it either. It shouldn't, that shouldn't happen. But everything's not perfect. The world isn't perfect. It cracks me up how many haters troll me. Troll me. And just do this. Me. That wasn't good. You shouldn't have put it in there. The world's not perfect. And I think beginner hunters should understand that. You can't just go buy a dog and run it. It's going to break. Having a dog in the field isn't always the best decision. There's no reason we should have even had a dog on those hunts, okay? I should have probably opened my mouth and been like, hey, Matt, or hey, Nick, let's just leave the dogs in, right? I'm sure Nick and Matt agree with me. But this is why I'm talking about it. Never were we like, yeah, we want them dogs out there, and we're gonna shoot. Come on. Come on, and that's what people are building it up to be. And again, the world's not perfect. That was a bad mistake on dog handler, you know, and you know, with the rough hunts that we had, we weren't killing a bunch, so we took shots that we could. Now, if we would have just yanked the trigger right off the bat, not waited for the dog, yeah, we probably would have killed the dog, and it would have killed all the birds. But of course, we're not going to shoot a dog. Come on. On another note, I guess it's not another note. I guess it's the same thing we're talking about. If your dog is rusty, leave him in the truck. If he breaks bad, don't shoot the rest of the time and hold him. I think that's one thing to take from this whole deal. I'm not going to call it an accident because it wasn't an accident. I guess it was an accident for the dog's breaking, but we didn't have an accident. Thank God, right? I'm going to take complete ownership of all the footage, all the content, me shooting, because I knew that I had controlled shooting. I know that I have controlled shooting. And I think it was a good display of, oh, whoa, waiting, just like you guys just seen the video, waiting, and then waiting till that dog moved out of the way. Yeah, I could have just put up the gun and registered it, boom, unloaded it. Maybe I should have. but I'm not gonna apologize for what I did, because I didn't do a darn thing wrong. Those dogs were not mine yet again. They're not mine. They're grown men that own them dogs, and if they wanted to leave them in the truck, they could have. It wasn't my hunt, it was their hunt. So, again, I'm not making excuses, trying to wiggle my way out of the situation. I can hear all of the hate, believe me. Guys, when I say there's hate, woo, this year, boy howdy, this season, we're only in it. It ain't even September yet. And I'm already talking about the haters, man. Aren't we? I know. Frederico, we've done so much training on not breaking. Y'all have seen the pigeon hunts. The solo pigeon hunt, the pigeon hunt with my son. I've worked with Fred so much on not breaking. There was no way that I was going to take Fred on them hunts and him learn after them dogs breaking, and then I ruin all of my hard work. I wasn't going to do that. But I think more than not, that was a good representation of what can go bad with a dog, man. So going back to the beginners taking something home from this, take it home. All of you that want dogs, this is something you got to deal with. Maybe you're not cut out for a dog yet. Maybe you like pulling the trigger and not handling the dog, so you need to just wait. I kind of wish that I would have not shot and just ran my dog and been like, hey, you guys can leave your dogs in the truck or leave them at home, right? I could have done that, but again, it wasn't my hunt. Those boys wanted their dogs out there. I would say having 2 dogs on a hunt is never a good idea. I think any of us could have spoken up on that, and I hope that I'm not getting out of my boundaries with my friends, being Nick and Matt and Seth. But I would say they'd probably agree with it being early in the season like this. They're going to be rusty. Those dogs are going to be very, very excited to go. So again, no excuses. It sucked. I mean, the dogs breaking, it was a daily thing. And again, you live and you learn. Next time I'll speak up, and I'm sure those guys probably learned something from this as well, and they'll probably nip it in the butt a lot harder. Maybe leash them down. Put your gun down as a dog handler and hold your dog. Or on the next hunt, just not even bringing a dog at all if they're acting that way. Again, there was no reason we needed to. They kind of made it worse for each other. That's what happens when you have more than one dog, like I said earlier. If one breaks, usually, unless the other one is just a stud muffin and is extremely sharp and handles well and listens and doesn't break, okay. But usually if one breaks, the other is going to as well. If they haven't been in some type of formal training all summer long, and they're just coming out of being a lazy dog like this all summer without formal training, that stuff happens. Don't think it won't happen to you. I know it happens to all of you. It happens to all of us. And I'll be honest. I'm glad I kept it in there, because it gives all the haters something to talk about. And it lets me shed light on a situation that could have been bad. And I get to grow from it. You guys get to grow from it. And as far as the haters, they can just keep kicking rocks. So again, no, this was not a display of something you should do. This was a display of something that should have been corrected immediately after the first time, right? Okay, I'll chalk that one up. I'm done blabbing. I feel like I vented enough. Before we get out of here, guys, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it. Don't. I had so many good comments that said, Bob, oof, I don't know if you should have left that in there. Believe me, I thought about not leaving it in there and stuff. But I knew it was going to get traction. I knew it. So I left it in there so we could discuss it later. Because you guys know me. I am see-through on these videos. I like them to be realistic. I want to show the ups and downs. I don't like to hide things. I don't hide things from you guys. You guys see the hunts, and that's why I know that you guys love coming back here, because My hunts don't have a lot of hype music and do-do-do-do-do-do. No. This is raw hunting. Hope you guys appreciate my attack at this situation and my explanation. If you don't have to be here, and you don't have to subscribe, and you don't have to watch my videos. To all you that sent positive reinforcement, even if you were a little disappointed in the dogs, thank you. Thank you for being human. I appreciate it. At the end of the day, we're all human, and we are not perfect. Nothing's perfect. There's not a perfect hunt. There's not a perfect dog. There's not a perfect situation at all times. But there is always something to learn from, and that's what I'm going to chalk this one up. Guys, subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell down there. The podcast, I want to tell you guys, we're giving away 3 hunts here at Sandhill for this upcoming season for 2 lucky winners over at the podcast. So all you got to do is subscribe to the podcast. But again, thank you guys. Thank you. There is 2 free episodes over there now, so go check them out. It's always linked down in the description below. This guy, we're going to start some more training before the season really gets here, aren't we, Frederick? Oh, you're just a lazy... Look at this. It was National Dog Day yesterday. And this guy... Jeez, you're looking pathetic. We need to get you outside. You got to get sweating, dude.